Students, welcome back to our practical English. Today we are going to talk about chapter 11, arguments, good or bad. Our previous chapter is chapter 10. We talked about the art of negotiation, bargaining. Did you learn how to be a good bargainer? I think those skills are very practical to your daily usage. Today, we want to learn something also about communication. Are arguments good or bad? Today, we have an expert on this. He always loved to argue, and he always won. And he is a man with wears many hats. He is a famous architect, and he's a good English teacher in NTIT, also my school. And also, he is a very famous cram school English teacher. We have the honor to invite him today with us. Let's welcome Simon Lin. Simon, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm fine. Thank you, Joy. Well, that's a great compliment from you. You know what, actually, is I do like to argue, but the only one I can never win is you.
Really?
You always win, yes.
I love to argue too,
You're
right?
And you're always a winner.
Yeah, that's why we are talking this article today. First of all, Simon, why people love to argue with each other?
Well, I think the reason people like to argue is not just for the sake of argument. People just trying to understand each other. People trying to get the point to other people.
Yes.
At the same time, when they found out that actually it's difficult for other people to accept their concept, and they start to argue.
Yeah, that's right. So is there any difference between a quarrel and an argument?
Oh, I guess argue, as long as it's out of good intention, is always good. I guess argument sometimes can actually help people to understand each other, but quarrel probably is not as desirable as argument.
Yes.
Because quarrel probably is like when arguments start to get a little bit personal.
Yeah.
People start to exchange some very harsh words.
Yes.
And maybe even become verbally abusive to each other. And that become very bad.
Yeah, so it can become very emotional or irrational.
Right.
Right, for a quarrel.
Yes.
Why could a quarrel be good or not good? What do you think?
I guess again I think it's out of all depends on the intention. If
Yes.
Both parties from this argument or this quarrel, they have good intention, the intention trying to understand each other, trying to get to the end result, to communicate, I guess in the end this quarrel will be good.
Yeah.
But if either side of the party have some ill intention or just trying to take advantage or trying to antagonize, then I guess this quarrel will never be good.
Okay, so first of all, it depends on whether you have a good or bad intention.
Right.
Okay. And how can we approach a quarrel and turn it to a good one?
I think that's very difficult, especially for me. Usually I learn this after I fail in any argument. I think the most important thing is that people get involved in this quarrel. They must try to remain very objective. But again, that's very difficult. Because once you get into the argument, you tend to get into very subjective.
Yes.
But still, you have to remind yourself to be objective all the time.
Yep.
And try to keep an open mind. Because although you think you are right, but there's still a little possibility that maybe other people could be right too. So always remain more
open-minded.
Yeah,
right. More open-minded.
Yes.
With good intention,
exactly.
More open-minded. And we have other things to learn in this good article. So let's move to the first paragraph first.
Okay.
Students, you can read along with us. Okay? People normally don't like to quarrel with others.
人们通常不会喜欢与其他人争吵。
An argument makes people angry with each other.
跟人争执使得人们对彼此心怀怒气。
Things may be said in the heat of the argument, which makes the situation worsen.
在吵架的时候，气头上说的话呢，会让事情变得更糟糕。
However, Some people say an argument can induce a debate for clarification of the truth.
然而呢，有些人认为，争论所导致的辩论，其实可以帮助厘清事实。
Thus, are arguments good or bad?
所以，争论究竟是好还是不好呢？
If they are bad, why do people argue with each other?
如果是不好的，那为什么人们还是要彼此争执呢？
If they are good, how can people reasonably quarrel for better results to solve the problem?
那如果是好的，那我们应该要如此理性的来争论，然后得到一个解决问题的美好结果呢？
Yes, for the first paragraph, we have learned the sentence, how to argue, and a good argument can induce a debate for clarification of the truth. Maybe we can talk a little bit about this. How can an argument be induce a debate? How can an argument can clarify the truth?
Well, I think debate always helps to clarify the truth because both sides have some information, while both sides have some information that they don't have.
Yeah.
So by having a debate, actually both sides will provide what they know about the truth and
Yes.
actually help understand the whole picture.
That's true. And also the way to, it's a process to do the clarification. Like, Simon, do you mean this and this? And you will say, no, I mean that and that.
Right.
So that's the whole process.
Yes,
We'll clarify the whole thing.
exactly.
Okay, that's good. And if the quarrels are bad, why people love to have quarrels?
Well, again, I think there's something with the human nature. Sometimes we forgot what we are fighting for. We just want to fight.
That's right.
I guess something in the human nature. Sometimes we just don't let people to want to convince us, even though sometimes we know we could be wrong. But in order to save our face, we just don't want to admit it.
You're right.
That we're wrong. So then we tend to just argue for the sake of argument.
And sometimes when people are in a bad mood, they love to pick up on you.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that they love to fight with you for the sake of fighting.
Yes.
Okay. But that's not a good thing, though. Let's take a look at some of the vocabulary. First one, argument, noun.
名词，争吵、吵闹。
Tim is good-natured and has never had an argument with anyone.
Tim 的脾气很好，从不和任何人吵架。
Number two, worsen, verb.
动词使什么更恶化、更坏。
Paul's health is worsening because of the cold weather.
Paul 的健康因着天气变得寒冷而更加恶化。
Number three, induce, verb.
动词引起、导致。
Claire's illness was induced by sadness.
Claire 的病是因为悲伤而引起的。
Number four, clarification, noun.
名词，澄清、说明什么东西的意义。
I need clarification of your being late.
我需要你说明为什么迟到。
Students, now let's take a break. Students, welcome back. Now we want to take an example that is a personal story from the author. Let's move to the second paragraph. Personally, I experienced a severe quarrel with a beautiful and smart lady in an attempt to solve a problem.
我个人曾经经历一个事情，为了解决一个问题，和一个美丽、聪明的女生有过一场激烈的争执。
We both were serving as volunteer leaders in an international organization.
我们两个人都在一个国际组织中担任领导志工。
We encountered difficulties collaborating to better co-organize activities.
当我们在进行合作活动的时候呢，遇到了一些困难。
There were problems with our geographic distance from each other and a lack of time to better coordinate between us.
因为我们彼此之间在 地点上的距离，还有时间的缺乏，使我们可以更好的协调上出了问题。
The communication vehicle was the email.
我们所用的通讯工具呢是电子邮件
which limited responsiveness and accessibility.
而且呢因此而受限于回应的速度，而且呢难于找到彼此。
Simon, here we talk about these are two volunteer leaders. Can we talk more about volunteer?
Well, I guess volunteer is someone's willing to work without getting monetary or any material feedback or compensation for their effort.
Yeah.
So I think it's very noble. Being a
Yes,
volunteer.
it's very noble. Yeah. And have you ever done any volunteer work?
No, I
in the
never do any
United
volunteer
States?
work. I'm a very selfish person.
Okay. That's a good answer. Let's talk about vocabulary number 5.
Okay.
Encounter, verb.
动词，遇到什么东西。
I encountered great difficulties in learning English grammar.
我在学习英文文法的时候遇到了很大的困难。
Number 6, collaboration, noun.
名词，合作，共同研究。
This research is a collaboration of Peter and me.
这个研究论文是 Peter 和我的共同研究成果。
Number 7, geographic, adjective.
形容词，地理或地理学的。
There's a big geographic distance between Taiwan and Canada.
加拿大和台湾在地理上相隔很远。
Number 8, available, adjective.
形容词，有空的，可与之联系的。
The principal is available now.
现在校长有空，可以见你了。
Number 9, coordination, noun.
名词，协调。
There needs to be good coordination between colleagues.
我们需要和同事有好的协调。
Number 10, vehicle, noun.
名词，传播媒介、工具或者手段。
Language is the vehicle of thought.
语言是表达思想的工具。
Number 11, responsive, adjective.
形容词，有回应的，有反应、响应的。
My students were very responsive to my teaching.
我的学生上我的课很有反应。
Number 12, accessibility, noun.
名词，容易接近。
Linda is hard to be reached, so her accessibility is low.
Linda 很不容易被找到。
And we have one phrase for your reference, due to.
因为
We couldn't go to United States of America due to the big storm.
因着大风暴，我们没有办法去美国了。
Now we want to learn more about the personal stories. Let's get into it. Paragraph 3. With different responsibilities in an organization,
随着在组织中担任不同的责任，
people make judgments and decisions based upon their different information sources.
人们会根据不同的资讯来源做出判断和决定。
As busy full-time employees, this capable lady and I
这位能干的女生和我都是很忙碌的全职工作者，
could only put a little time into our volunteer leadership positions.
只能在我们的领导志工职位里花一点的时间。
Therefore, each of us wanted to do things effectively and efficiently.
所以我们都很想有效力的，而且很有效率的，
For better performance of handling the tasks for the organization.
替这个组织把一些工作很完美的处理完成。
Yes, Simon, in this paragraph, we learned that we made our judgment by having the based upon our different information sources, right?
Yes.
So we have different judgments. Is there any other reason so will affect our judgment or decision?
Yes, I guess from different position, you're from different cultural background or different upbringing, that will also already affect our decision making.
Yeah.
Especially what do we expect at as the end of the
Yes.
as a result.
Yeah.
That also affect our judgment sometimes, even though we have the same kind of information, but how we make the judgment of it is still very different.
You're right. And sometimes, just as we mentioned about the geographic distance,
Yes.
or the communication tools, like only email, you
Right.
cannot talk into person to person.
Yes.
Yeah, those are the factors. Okay, now let's take a look at the vocabulary. Number 13, effectively, adverb.
副词有效、生效的。
We try to make this system work more effectively.
我们尝试着使这个系统的工作更有效率。
Number 14, efficiently, adverb.
副词效率高的，
You should learn English more efficiently.
你应该更有效率的学习英文。
Number 15, performance, noun.
名词成绩、成果。
The concert was rated as a brilliant performance.
这一个演奏会呢，是被认为是一个非常杰出的演奏，一个成果。
Yes. Students, let's take a look at paragraph 4. Yeah. Due to insufficient, inaccurate, incomplete, and untimely information.
由于资讯的不足、不正确、不完整，还有时间上不够，
This lady and I were in an environment of distorted information.
这位女士和我呢，就处在一个资讯被扭曲的一个状况里面。
In fact, when we argued,
实际上，当我们在争论的时候，
we both thought we were working with the most concrete information.
我们都认为我们自己有的资讯是最具体的。
The question was, who was or wasn't right?
问题在于，究竟是谁对或者谁不对？
The consequence of this case was that I logically persuaded this lady
这件事的结果呢，是我很理性的说服了这位女士，
that I had the more concrete information to prove I was right.
而我的资讯呢比较具体，所以证明了我是对的。
Accordingly, this lady gracefully accepted my argument.
所以呢，这位女生呢也非常大方的接受了我的说法。
We finally smoothed out the difficulties and solved the problems together.
我们终于一起非常顺利的解决了所有的困难还有问题。
Students, here the first sentence, you can see that insufficient, inaccurate, incomplete, untimely. 那前面呢都用 in 或者是 un 啊，这是后面的形容词的一个反义的意思啊，就把它是一个，比如说原来是充分的，那这边就 insufficient 就变成不充分的。I have a question for you here, Simon.
Yes.
We were in an environment of distorted information. Do we have that kind of a similar situation happen in our daily lives?
I guess that happens all the time.
All the time.
We always get information. Nowadays, we get information from internet, from newspaper.
Yeah.
But how can we be so sure that all this information are necessarily all correct?
Yeah,
so I
you're
guess
right.
we must be prepared that even though we get all the information, but doesn't mean those information could be correct.
Yeah.
I guess that's something we really need to be we need to be aware of.
Yeah, you have to be a critical thinker.
Yes.
You have to be able to judge what is
Yes.
correct.
Right.
Okay, let's take a break now. Students, welcome back. Let's take a look at some of the vocabulary. Number 16, sufficient. Adjective.
形容词，足够、充分的。
They have sufficient food and clothing for their needs.
他们有足够所需要的食品和衣物。
Number 17, accurate. Adjective.
形容词，精确、准确的。
Are you sure your information is accurate?
你确定你的资讯是准确的吗？
Number 18, complete. Adjective.
形容词，完全、彻底的。
Please don't bother me. I need complete silence.
请不要打扰我，我需要完全的安静。
Number 19, environment, noun.
名词，环境，四周状况。
We need to create a good English learning environment.
我们需要创造好的英文学习环境。
Number 20, distort, verb.
动词，扭曲、歪曲。
What Susan said was distorted facts.
Susan 说的都是扭曲事实。
Number 21, concrete, adjective.
形容词，具体的。
Do you have any concrete proposals?
你有没有具体的建议呢？
Number 22, consequence, noun.
名词，结果、后果。
I'm quite willing to accept the consequences.
我完全愿意承担后果。
Number 23, logically, adverb.
副词，逻辑，合乎逻辑上的。
Jennifer logically persuaded me.
Jennifer 很有逻辑的说服了我。
Number 24, persuade, verb.
动词，说服、劝服。
The salesman persuaded us to buy his product.
那个推销员说服了我们买了他的产品。
And here we have two phrases for your reference. In fact.
事实上。
In fact, he's a liar.
事实上呢，他是个说谎的人。
Smooth out.
解决。
Finally, we smoothed out this problem.
最后，我们解决了这个问题。
And we want to know how this story ended. Let's take a look at paragraph 5. This quarrel ended with one person using logical persuasion.
这个争论的结束在于一个人用逻辑说服了另外一个人。
And the other person being open-minded.
还有另外一个人呢，同时也拥有一个开放的胸怀。
The process of an interactive and constructive argument is effective communication.
在互动而且很富建设性的争论过程里，我们所用的是很有效的沟通。
Indeed, this experience helped me win the friendship of this lady.
这个经历呢，的确替我赢得了这位女士的友谊。
The first time we met after this unforgettable but healthy quarrel, I was treated to a nice dinner by her.
在这个很难忘但是很健康的争执之后，我们第一次见面，这位女士请了我一顿非常好的晚餐。
Students, I'm the smart and beautiful lady the author was writing about. This is a true story happened to me. And here I have a few questions for you. Simon?
Yes?
The one person using logical persuasion, do we need other skills besides logical persuasion?
Oh, definitely. Even when you have very reasonable reasonings like that, but still, you have to pay attention to the attitude because even when you're correct, it doesn't mean other people is ready to accept your argument.
Yes.
So you still have to put yourself in other people's shoes.
Yes.
To think about how they feel.
Yeah.
So when you argue, trying to use a very calm, peaceful attitude toward this whole thing.
Sure.
Don't get personal. Do not use any abusive language.
That's right. And to be a good listener and also to be sympathetic.
Right.
Yeah,
Very
put
good.
yourself into others' shoes.
Yes.
将心比心. And the other person is open-minded. Why is it open-minded so important?
Well, because being open-minded means you are ready to accept different opinions.
Yes.
If you're not open-minded, means you're stuck to your own opinion, then there's no way you can achieve very effective communication.
Yeah, that's true. So, yeah, the first thing is to think that it's open. I'm not absolutely right. Maybe there's a chance that you are right.
Right.
Okay. So, yeah, that's a good attitude. And also, we have the interactive and constructive for the whole thing, the process.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's not only I talk, you listen, right? We have the interactive, interactions,
Right.
and how about constructive?
Oh, yes. Being constructive means you're trying to contribute your opinion to get a better result.
Yeah,
Instead of trying to criticize or just trying to tear down other people's position. I guess that's very destructive.
That's
Being
right.
constructive is always trying to contribute what you have and also willing to accept other people's and to make an even better outcome.
That's true. To be more positive.
Yes.
Don't do anything negative.
Right.
Okay, that's good. And let's take a look some of the vocabulary. Number 25, process, noun.
名词，进程、过程。
I will tell you sooner or later all about the complicated process.
我早晚都会把整个复杂的过程告诉你。
Number 26, interactive, adjective.
形容词，相互作用的。
I have a great interactive relationship with my son.
我跟我的儿子互动很良好。
Number 27, constructive, adjective.
形容词，建设性、积极的、有注意的。
Peter and I had a very constructive argument.
Peter 和我有一个很有建设性的争论。
And let's move to the paragraph 6 to see more about quarreling. Quarreling is not always bad.
争论并非都是不好。
If the quarrel is an argument in which both quarrelers have the facts,
如果在争吵的双方争论的时候都彼此拥有事实，
though insufficient, an interactive and constructive argument can gradually clarify the misjudgment and miscomprehension.
虽然资讯仍然是不足，但是一个互动和建设性的争论能够逐渐澄清误判以及误会。
Quickly, both sides will be able to accumulate more facts to support mutual understanding.
很快的，双方将会累积更多的事实，以便支持相互的了解。
And reach a consensus through a non-hostile and healthy argument.
而且透过非敌对和健康的争论达到共识。
Yes. What is a reach a consensus?
To reach consensus actually pretty much means to agree with each other.
That's right, to agree with each other.
Right.
And we have a very good word here. It shows that healthy argument. That means a good argument, right? It's healthy, it's good. And we take a look at vocabulary 28, clarify, verb.
动词澄清、阐明。
Richard's explanation clarified the mystery.
Richard 的说明解开了这个谜。
Number 29, judgment, noun.
名词判断、鉴定、评价。
That was the worst judgment I had ever made.
那是我做过最糟糕的判断。
Number 30, comprehension, noun.
名词理解或理解力。
The problem is beyond my comprehension.
这个问题我实在无法理解。
Number 31, accumulate, verb.
动词堆积、累积、聚集。
Jesse's unhappiness accumulated day after day.
Jesse 的不快乐一天一天累积起来。
Number 32, hostile, adjective.
形容词怀敌意、不友善的。
King has a hostile personality.
King 的个性很不友善。
Let's take a do two of the phrases. Be able to.
能够。
Jack is able to speak 5 languages.
Jack 能说5种语言。
Reach a consensus.
达成共识。
In our company, it's very important to reach a consensus with everyone.
在我们的公司，每个人都达成共识是很重要的。
Now let's take our last paragraph. Is it good or bad to have an argument?
争论究竟是好还是不好呢？
A constructive argument is one filled with kindness, uses good reasoning, and always includes forgiveness.
一个具有建设性的争论是充满善意，用理性的思维，而且总是包含宽恕。
Students, forgiveness is a virtue. Don't forget, you have a healthy argument and to forget and forgive people around you. We hope that you have learned something here today. So we will see you next week. See you. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.